Hello everyone, you're most welcome. Happy Valentine. Yes, it's Valentine Day today, and happy Valentine to you all. So on this Valentine, I decided we make a dress. So we are going to make a dress today. I was sewing a corset. I didn't finish it, but I will come back and finish it later. So let's see what we need, then we can begin. Otherwise, how is everyone doing? How is life? How is your day? How is Valentine? How is Valentine taking you? Are you fine? Oh my god, I broke my ruler. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is not good at all, at all, at all. Give me a minute. Give me a second. I broke my ruler while cleaning it. You see? Don't know how I can make it solid again. So we are going to make a dress today. Yeah. So you can share with your friends the live, invite someone, tell them we are going live. Give me a minute, I check something here, then we can begin. All right. All right. Please, if you have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe, hit the notification bell. Yes, you'll be notified. I come live not every day. I used to come live every day, but these days I'll schedule a program for coming live. Sometimes I'm busy, sometimes I'm not. So when I'm busy, I decide to come live. And yeah, So let's start. Just trying to clean up these rulers. Okay. So we are going to start with the front pattern. Okay. So let's start. Okay, I always make a starting point here. You can say hi to me on the live chat. You can subscribe as well, hit the notification bell, and you'll be notified when I come live by YouTube. So we are starting with our shoulder line. This is our shoulder line and this is our front pattern. So we are going to measure our shoulder to bust. My shoulder to bust is 10. You use your measurements. My shoulder to under bust is 13. Shoulder to waist is 16. Shoulder to hip is 25. Full length, I want to make a max dress. So let me check. Every time I'm going to make a dress, I check my full length. I don't know why. I really don't know why. Hey. So 54. 54 is my full length. 54. So I'm going to add something here to cover up the full length. Okay. So I'll add this. I hope it's enough. If it's not enough, then what? What? So let's take the measurement again and see if we can cover for the 54 inches. Okay, it's 52, but we shall take that. So it's 52, which is still okay. So I'll make the measurements again from this side as well. 10 bust line, 13 under bust, 16 waistline, 25 hip line, full length. So I'm going to make these lines. That's my bust line. That is my under bust line. That is my waistline. This is my hip line. And the rest is my full length. Okay, so we are going to take our neckline. So I'm going to take a neckline of 3 inches by 3 inches. For this neckline, most people, it's enough for them. For most people, this is enough. Okay, so I'm going to come on my shoulder line and take my shoulder divide by 2, which is 7.5. I'll come on the bust line as well and take my shoulder, divide by 2, which is 7.5. On this point, I'll come up by 2 inches and make a chest line. You can make the chest line 1 inch going up, or 2 inches, depending on how much is you want in your, what is this, underarm. Okay, so you can use 1 inch, most especially if you're going to use sleeves. So let's mark now our lines. This is the chest line, this is the bust line, this is the under bust line, this is the waist line, this is the hip line, the rest is the length of our dress. All right, so let's come here down by 1 inch, and we shall make what we call a shoulder slope. So we are going to connect this point to this point like this. Make sure that these points coordinate and you connect here. So after that, you are going to get the half of this and mark it. So we shall come in by 0.5 inches. After that, I'm going to measure the bust line, divide by 4. So my bust divided by 4 is 9.5. Bust divided by 4 is 9.5. I put that measurement on the chest line and put that same measurement on the bust line. This is minus the sewing allowance. Okay, so I'm going to use this my curved rule and create the armhole. Okay, so I'm going to come here and get my nipple to nipple measurement. My nipple to nipple measurement is 7 divided by 2, which is 3.5. So I'll mark 3.5, 3.5, 3.5, 3.5, 3.5 on the full length. I'll also come here and mark 3.5 just to get the points right. Okay, so I'm going to come here and take a straight line down to the full length. This is the nipple to nipple point. Okay, so I'm going to come on the bust line, come down by 1 inch. So I'm going to come on the waistline, go in by 0.5 inches, and also come out by 1.5 inches. So this my dart is going to be 1.5 inches. Okay, so 1 and 1.5, 1 and 1.5. So I'm going to take up to down as we did before. Oh my God. All right, so I'm going to get this my curved ruler and connect this point and connect this point as well. So I'm going to come here on the shoulder line and divide my shoulder line by 2. So I'll measure the shoulder line and divide it by 2 like this. After, I'm going to come here and make a straight line. Okay, so after making a straight line, I'm going to come here on this line, the bust line, and take my bust measurement, divide by 4. No, under bust measure, no, I'll come on my waistline and take my waist, divide by 4, which is 8.5, plus this is 1.5 inches. I'll replace the 1.5 inches. Then I'll come on the hip line and take my hip measurement, divide by 4, which is 11.25, and I'll replace this dot as well, which is 1.5. Right. So I'm going to come on my bust. Okay, I already took the bust measurement. So I'm going to join these points together. Wait a minute. Okay. So this is minus sewing allowance. I've not yet indicated the sewing allowance. Okay. So after here, I'm taking everything straight to down. I'm going to use, on the full length, I'm going to use my hip measurement plus this 1.5 inches. So I'm going to use my hip measurement, which is 11.25 plus the 1.5 inches. That will be the measurement I will use. So let's see how much we have. We have 12.75. So I'll come here and indicate also 12.75. So we are going to come on our bust measurement and take a dot of, depending on how, if your, let's assume your back waist is 16 and your front waist is 18, the difference between your back waist and your front waist is what you take here. So my back waist is 14 and my front waist is 16, so I'm going to take a dot of 2 inches. Okay, the difference between your back and front waist is what you use on this dot. So I took a bust dot of 2 inches here. Okay, so after that, what have I forgotten? What have I forgotten? Okay, so I'm going to come here and take my bust measurement, divide by 4. My bust measurement divided by 4 is 8.5. Under bust, my under bust divided by 4 is 8.5. I have to make sure that this is okay. I shall take this. So yeah, that's it. So I'm going to shape my neckline here. Okay, so for my neckline, I want my neckline to be deeper than this. So I'm going to come here and use a neckline of let me first indicate the chest line. I want it slightly above my chest line. So my chest line is here. So this is just the chest line. I was marking it. So I'm determining where I want my neckline. I don't want to show so much of my cleavage, but I don't want it so up. So I want it a little bit deep. So I'm going to use 7 inches as my front neckline. So I'm going to come here and okay. So this is how I want my neckline. And I'm going to take away 0. I'm going to do overbust tightening here. So I'm going to use 0.75 here. Okay. I'm going to tighten my overbust by 0.75 inches. So I'm going to come here. Let me use 1 inch. I usually use 1.5 inches, but I don't want it to be so tight. So I'm going to use 1 inch. Okay. So that's 2 inches from the bust area, over bust area. So I'll use 1 inch for over bust tightening. So after this, I'm going to come and fold this line in like this. Okay. And then I'm going to take the neckline again. So shape your neckline as you want. So I'm going to do like this. I don't want my neckline to be a square. So when I close here, my neckline will be a little bit of scoop. So this is completely due to personal preference. It's not a must. You might leave yours like this, or you might shape it whichever way you want. You might bring it like this. It depends on what you want completely. So this is how I wanted mine, that when I close here, it will come like this. So after doing this, I'm going to cut out. So whichever parts I'm marking X, they are going to be cut out. So I'm going to cut out this, and remember there is no sewing allowance on this pattern. So what else? Okay, that is it. I'm going to cut out. So when I'm cutting out here, let me cut and then show you. I did not put sewing allowance I'll put sewing allowance when I'm cutting on the fabric. So I did it intentionally because I also don't have sewing allowance here. So I'll remember everything while cutting. When I reach here, I'm going to leave some space. So I'll first close the dot, then cut off the excess. So here I usually leave a 0.5 sewing allowance. Okay, so I'm going to close this dot. All right, so after closing, I'm going to come and connect this point here to here to cover up for the shortage. Okay, so I'll just bring like this and cut off this excess. So this is the side panel, and we shall label it hi Chetavema. Oh my god, the name is difficult. How are you, my dear? How is life? So this is side front. Okay, so I'll take it aside. So I'm going to cut this part as well. When we are cutting this part, we cut it on fold. Okay, so you have to note that when you're cutting the center front part, we cut it on fold. Okay. So when you are lining, you must make sure these points, when you're sewing, you must make sure these points are in alignment. Okay, these points should align, especially the bust and the under bust line. They should align. So our front is done. This is now the center front. We have marked it. Now we are going to cut the back part and see when we shall cut the rest. So I'll put that aside and then see the back part. So for the back part, we are going to use this paper. Okay, and cut it off from here. Let me use this. I'll add this down. Here are my scissors. Okay. So I'm going to add this here. Okay. So I hope we have the 52 inches. Okay, I'll first check out, then we shall begin. We need 52 inches. All right. So we have the 52. So from the back part, I'm just going to take away the 2 inches. Those 2 inches are for the zip allowance. Okay. So I'm going to come and mark 2 inches from the back. Okay, so this is our zip allowance. Now I'm going to make a starting point. This is not sharp as I thought. Let me try using this side. Okay, so this is our starting point, which is our shoulder line. So we are going to take the measurements as well. So we are taking shoulder to bust, shoulder to waist. We don't need under bust in the back. The back waist is 14. My back waist is 14. If you observe, your back waist and your front waist are not the same. So you can take that measurement as well if you want a fitted dress. So the rest I need is 52. Okay. So I'll take again 10, 14, 25, and 52 inches. So I'll mark the points. All right. So now we are going to take our measurements. So I'm taking 3 inches by 1 inch. Then I'm taking 7.5. That's shoulder divide by 2. I'll come as well here and take 7.5. That's shoulder divide by 2. Come up by 2 inches and make a chest line, bust line, waistline, hip line. The rest is length. So I'm going to come down here by 1 inch and make a shoulder slope. So after that, I'm going to connect this line to the bust line, to the chest line, like this. Then I'll divide this line by 2. I'll mark. Then I'll get my bust and divide by 4, which is 9.5 on my chest line and on my bust line. Okay. So So before I even do that, I'll come here on the waist and I'm going to come in on the waist by 1 inch. Okay, so I've come in on the waist by 1 inch, so I'm going to connect this to my neckline. This is my neckline, so I'm going to come and connect to the waistline. After that, I'm going to come and connect this back to the hip line. You know our backs are not straight, so I come in by this 1 inch on the waistline. The back has this curve. Okay, so from this 1 inch I've taken, that's where I'm going to take my nipple to nipple measurement. So my nipple to nipple measurement is 3 inches. Okay, 3.5 inches. So I'll come here and take the nipple to nipple. Now I'm going to use 4.5 inches from this line, because if I take 3.5 from here it means there is 1 inch, so I'm using 4.5 here on all the lines. 4.5 and here as well 4.5. I'm going to extend this line up. So on my waist, I'm going to take a 1 inch sewing allowance. And I'll take 1 inch here. Here I'll take 1 inch. So I took 1 inch straight from the chest line. I'll explain why later. Straight to down. Okay. So now I'm going to take the bust measurement from here. So the bust, my bust divided by 4 is 9.5. So 9.5 is here. Okay. And here I'll also take 9.5. So 9.5 is here as well. All right. So I'm going to bring my front pattern, side front, and place it here. When I'm placing this point. I'm going to place this point on the line and know where my shoulder my shoulder is supposed to pass. So this is the point here. So I think it's the half point, I don't know. It should be the half of this. Yeah, it's the half, but it's slightly down. So this is the point. I'm going to connect this point here. So let me first put in my measurements. So on my waistline, I'm going to get my waist divided by 4, which is 8.5, plus 1 inch. This 1 inch, I'm going to replace it. So on my hip, I'm going to come on my hip and take my hip divided by 4, plus 1 inch. I'm going to come on my full length here and take my hip divided by 4, plus 1 inch. So allowance. Then now I'm going to curve my neckline the way I want it. I want my neckline shorter than the front part, longer than the front part. So I'm going to come here and take the neckline on the bust line. Okay, so I'm going to take my neckline down up to 10 inches. So I'll come with this. I'm going to come with this. So to do tightening on this line, I want to make this tight, a little bit tight. So I'm going to capture this all. Remember I told you I'm going to add the 1 inch up to this point. So I'm going to use all of this 1 inch for the tightening. So I'm going to come like this and take this 1 inch as well and curve this back. So what we want to make sure is this point is captured. So I'll come in like this. So this will be my back neckline. It is going to pass here like this, and this is in. So I'm going to come and close here like this. After closing, okay, so we are taking this line like this up to here. So when you open up, I'll cut here like this and here. Okay, so this part, this is to tighten in the back. This 1 inch we added is for tightening in the back, okay, so that our neckline is not loose in the back. So the 1 inch on the waistline, this one, we replaced it, but we don't replace this 1 inch. Here we don't replace the 1 inch. It is for tightening, okay? So it means we have tightened 2 inches in the back. So now we are going to indicate our measurements, and I think we are done with indicating our measurements. This is 9.5, this is 9.5, 8.5, 8.5 plus 1 inch, 11.25 plus 1 inch. Okay, so we are just going to connect now and cut out our pattern, then put on our zip allowance. Okay, so this is going to be like this, and this will be like this, and then we are going to take to down okay. So now what we are going to do, we are going to add zip allowance, okay? So for the zip allowance, I'm going to come out on the neckline by 1 inch, okay? So I'll come out here. This is my neckline now by 1 inch, and here come out by 1 inch. When we come out by 1 inch on the waist, we are back on the initial line, the line we made at first. So I'll also come here on the hip by 1 inch, and then go down to the length by 1 inch. So like this, and like this, and like this. Right, so we are going to cut out, and then we shall, but let's make it at once, then cut out at once as well. Oh my god, my ruler phone. Okay, so to eliminate bulging on the zipper here, what you are going to do, sometimes there is zipper bulging on the back. So to eliminate zipper bulging, I'm going to come down by 0.5 inch from the waistline and go up by 0.5 inches. So it means I'm removing 1 inch from the back waist. Okay, so I'll come up, I'll take the line like this, and also this side do the same. So wherever I put a cross, that's a point to be cut out. So this point and this as well. All right, so let's start. This is minus sewing allowance. Forgot something important is to put in the armhole. So I'll just come and put the armhole. I forgot it. So when you're putting in the back armhole, you start from the center to this point like this. So that's it. I'll stop there for now and then first close that dot, then continue. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, I'm first going to close this part, then continue cutting. So to close, remember we had 2 lines. So this back line, I'm going to overlap the upper line on the bottom one. So I'll just do this like this. Then that will be it. I'm going to close that line. I told you this is to eliminate the zipper bulging. Okay. So I'm going to notch, I'll just mark where this part is supposed to attach itself to the other part. So this is the point. All right, so we have all our patterns. I'll trim off this here. And this as well. So this point is supposed to meet this at this. Okay. All right. So we have now our pieces, our back piece and our front piece. So I'm going to cut out everything, and then we shall see the sewing part later. So when you're cutting out, you have to include sewing allowance, because there is no pattern here that has sewing allowance. All the patterns don't have sewing allowance. So you have to add sewing allowance while cutting, and when you're cutting the center front, you have to cut it on fold. So this is the center back, and this is the side back. Okay, so let's see the cutting. And if you observe well, one part is shorter. Okay, this front part is shorter than the back. Reason being, reason being, we eliminated a bust dart here. There is a bust dart here that we removed. So when you look here, the front part is shorter. Okay, so you must consider that. You must consider that the front part is shorter at the side. So you might either trim it to fit on this, or you might make it longer. It depends on what you want. Okay, you might trim here on the back part, or you might make the front part longer and trim it well. So I wanted you also to take note of that before we continue. So we're going to cut. So whatever you choose to do, the choice is yours. Yeah. This network wants to kill me. So we are going to cut this part as well. Remember, I added some colorings down. Okay. Remember, when we are cutting, when we are making the pattern, we did not put allowance, so you have to add the sewing allowance. Okay, for this part, we don't need allowance. For the center back, we don't need allowance. What we put as zip allowance is enough. So the center back is done as well. This is not enough for this and this as well, but I'm going to cut it as it is. As it is. This paper is not enough, but we shall see how to do it. Rather the plastic. Okay, it seems we are almost done with the cutting. Okay. We have a little bit of shortage here. We shall see how to do it. But the rest is okay. So that's all for today. I'll not go more than this. That's all we had today. Maybe I'll come back and sew this later. maybe. Okay. So I have a lot of things to sew. This as well, I've not sewn it. I have so much. I cut and I get lazy sewing. So let me tie this with this. Okay. So if you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe. Hit the notification bell. You'll be notified when you come live. Yes. When I come live, you will receive a notification. So please subscribe and hit the notification bell. If you have a request video, you can send me a comment and tell me I have a request video. Then I can do the video for you. I have a lot of things I'm sewing. I'm not done with this corset yet as well. So I'm yet to finish. So yeah, that's all I have to do today, to say today. Have a lovely day. Let me arrange this place and we call it a day. I love you so much. Please always remember to subscribe.